finally got a break on the Johnny Wallace case.
What happened?
I'll explain later. We've got to get a move on right now, otherwise we'll miss our contact.
Well, all right.
Come on.
All right. Next time. This is your idea of a lead?
It could work.
Eleanor, this is entrapment.
Oh, Cruz, you're not on the police force anymore. Private detectives don't have to walk such a straight and narrow line.
This is still unethical. Young couple desperate to adopt, money no consideration. Wait, did Pearl help you write this?
I thought of it all by myself. Anyway, who cares how unethical it is as long as it leads us to the people who took Johnny?
I care. I don't like it.
Well, why don't you just try it? I have a suspect here. The man answered the ad, and he should be here any minute now.
You had no right to drag me into this.
Oh, really? Your snitch almost got me blown into little tiny pieces, and did I say that I thought your methods were suspect?
Oh, come on.
Just try it.
Who is this guy? Some baby broker?
Well, he has to be. And if he isn't legit, then we may be onto something.
Oh, he doesn't have to be anything, but just this once, we'll try it. Just this once.
Mrs. Castillo?
Yes.
Bar and Derby, I answered your advertisement.
Yes, Mr. Darby, please have a seat, and this is my husband.
Oh, Mr. Castillo, a pleasure.
Castillo.
Castillo, I'm sorry. So I understand both of you wish to start a family.
Yes, we do, and I'm afraid the doctors aren't very optimistic that we will be able to have a child naturally.
That's always so tragic.
Yes, we've tried the adoption agencies, but there is a waiting list involved. It could take years.
I've heard this so often from a lot of couples I work with recently. Fortunately, I found a way around the system.
How do you do that?
Well, I prefer a rather more personal approach. It's been very, very successful, but unfortunately, it is a bit more expensive.
Oh, well, as we said in our ad, money is absolutely no problem.
You're both very lucky indeed. I require a $5,000 deposit in advance, mostly for expenses.
What kind of expenses?
Well, you know, travel, searching out the right situation, plus I have various certain assistants who like to have their money pro forma. Once the child is delivered, we would like the balance of the payment in full. Cash only.
And how much is that?
$45,000.
That's a lot of money.
I'm afraid that's the going rate right now, Mr. Castillo.
Oh, no doubt it is. No doubt it is. For that kind of money, I think we'd want to have a hand in choosing the child we received.
Well, that's not always easy to control.
Well, I think what my husband means, though, is that we really don't want an infant. What we want is a little boy, maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Exactly. Somebody with my wife's coloring, perhaps, and brown hair.
Yes, we'd like him to look as much as possible as though he really could be our natural son.
I understand. Completely. Unfortunately, as far as I know, no child of that description is available right now.
I don't think I understand how you find these children.
Mr. Castillo.
Castillo.
Castillo. I can assure you, in a matter of a couple of days, I can get you a gorgeous little infant girl. And in a very short time, you'd love her just as your own child.
No doubt, I'm sure. Where do you get the babies?
Oh, we have a lot of different sources.
I don't think you heard my question, pal. Where do you get the babies?
There's no need to get hostile, Mr.
In case you haven't heard, there is a law against selling children, and you, therefore, get up, are under arrest.
That's absurd.
You just
What do
offered
you
to
mean?
sell us a little girl for $50,000. You're going downtown.
What?
Walk. Walk.
No.
Well, how do you think it went? Timmons had no intention of listening to me. He let the guy walk.
Sorry, Cruz.
That's what happens when you go off half-cocked.
All right. So next time I'll listen to you. At least I tried to do something.
It could have worked.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear correctly? Did you just approve of something I did?
I wouldn't go that far.
No, of course not. You know, I'm just as frustrated as you are, Cruz. The longer it takes to find Johnny, the harder it's going to be. And what do we tell Brick? If this were my son, I'd be crazy by him. We've got to crack this ring before they have a chance to ruin anyone else's life.
Did you ever want to have a child?
Wait, aren't we crossing some kind of line here?
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, you seem so emotional about this.
There was a time when all I wanted out of life was a family.
What happened?
Things happened. People change. I needed a new direction, so I joined Interpol.
That's quite a switch.
I lost the man that I loved a few years ago. And so, the dream of having a family just kind of lost its magic.
Sorry to hear it.
That's all right. It really worked out all for the best. And how about you? Did you ever want to be a daddy?
I almost was once. Eden was pregnant. She had an accident and she miscarried.
How terrible for you both.
Yeah, it did leave us feeling rather empty. But this isn't going to solve our case.
Cruz?
Mr. C,
Miss Norris.
Hello.
would you care to join us?
Well, I was looking for Ted. I thought he was going to be here.
Well, I haven't seen him, but is there anything I could help you with?
No, it's a matter of some importance I could talk to him at home about, that's all, no problem.
How have you been, Mr. Capwell? I've been reading all about you in the newspapers lately.
I'm well, Miss Norris. And you? Last time I talked to you, you were trying to get into the restaurant business.
Yes, well, when you turned me down, I started working for Cruz.
Small world.
If you'll excuse me, I need to check in at the office. I'll be right back.
So, how do you like working for Cruz?
He's an admirable man.
Yes, he is. My family's quite fond of him.
So I understand. I know about Cruz and your late daughter.
You, Miss Norris, seem to know a lot of things.
You don't seem to like me very much, Mr. Capwell.
I don't know you well enough to draw an opinion one way or the other, but I will say that my daughter's memory is very important to me, as are the people in whom it lives.
Oh. Well, my relationship with Cruz is strictly professional, that's all.
Well, I guess I'm being a little overprotective, especially about my children.
Even though she's gone.
I would suspect your father would feel the same way.
No, no. No. Don't look for any common ground there. To me, my father's been dead for years.
My, don't you sound bitter.
Yes, well, he's given me every reason to be.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm in the mood for a cheeseburger. Have you had dinner yet, Mr. C?
Cheeseburger? No, Cruz, thank you. I'll go home to eat. I've got a few stops to make anyway, Miss Norris. Nice seeing you.
Okay, yeah, good seeing you, Mr. C.
Interesting man.
To say the least. Well, guess what Pearl says? This Byron or Brian or whatever his name is, he called and he's threatening to sue us.
What?
Yeah.
Well, with his list of priors, there isn't a judge that will take him seriously.
I mean, how do you figure a guy like that?
There aren't many people you can trust in this world, Cruz. Most people aren't what they seem to be. At all.
Sometimes I think it was easier there. I knew what I had to do.
Carmen? Carmen? She went to Rosa's for dinner, thank God.
Who would have done this?
I don't know. Don't touch anything. I want this place dusted.
Cruz! Look.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, my. You've done quite a bit of reconstruction since last night.
Well, I don't think I had any choice. At least nothing was stolen.
Well, what do you think? Took me an hour to put this together. I mean, do I look like the responsible young mother or what?
I've never seen a young mother look more responsible, but then most real young mothers don't have an hour to pick out their clothes.
You look real nice, too.
Thanks.
I don't think I've ever seen you out of your jeans before.
Yeah, well, I figured you weren't the only one who had to pass muster. You know, agencies like these probably scrutinize you down to your shoe shine. Of course, the one we're looking for actually probably only wants to know if you can afford a shoe shine.
And you thought it wouldn't be any good to take out an ad in the newspaper, and look how quickly we've gotten response.
Well, I stand corrected. I was thinking about it. These guys probably have to work real quick. They'll probably set up a deal someplace in an office and deliver the baby, and as soon as that's done, they probably blow town and set up someplace else under another name, which is what's going to make it tough finding Johnny.
But if we just make contact with one illegal agency, that could lead us to others.
Yeah, maybe. Keep your eye on the time, Lee. I don't think prospective parents should be late.
And we must possess that rare combination of enthusiasm and wisdom that make up the ideal parent. Think we can handle it?
Well, I can. I know. I spent the morning watching old reruns of Father Knows Best.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, if that doesn't work, I don't know
Really?
what will.
Oh, which reminds me, we almost forgot.
What?
Even more important than parental wisdom.
How pretty.
Yeah.
I have some out in the car that I was going to use, but these are much nicer.
And quite a bargain, I must say, at $12.50 for the set.
Oh, that's amazing. I now pronounce us Mommy and Daddy. I'll never forget when you gave this to me. Someday there'll be a wedding ring to go with it, just like we planned. It's a promise to you as well as to myself. I want to walk down that aisle with you, Cruz. No wheelchair, no crutches. I want to do it for both of us. Damn you, King! I'll never forgive you for this. Hi.
Hi. Listen, we're terribly sorry. There was a mix-up at my office, and we just got your message a little while ago.
Oh, perfectly all right. I just got here myself. How do you do?
Oh, fine.
And Mrs. Corello, how are you? Just fine, thank you. Shall we go inside?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Normally, I don't like to change plans at the last minute, but I was going to be in this area, and so I thought, well, why don't we have this meeting on your grounds, as it were? Oh, well, I'm glad. Will you please have a seat? And may I get you something? No, thank you. I'd like to start the interview right away, if you don't mind.
Oh, not at all.
First of all, how long have you been married?
Well-
It'll be 3 years in August. Well, you were going to say something, Mr. Corello?
No, I just, has it really been 3 years? It doesn't seem that long.
Time flies when you're having fun. And, why is it that you wish to adopt? Well, I had to have a hysterectomy a few months ago. Oh, I see. But I'm in perfect health now, and we're really very ready to have a child, aren't we, darling?
Yes.